Welcome back. ActionSA is troubled by the latest incident involving what they describe as the irregular arrest of the activist Patricia Khoza by the South African Police Service in Primrose, Ekurhuleni. The arrest occurred late on Friday evening. Now, for more on this information, I'm joined by ActionSA President, Mr. Herman Mashaba. Mr. Herman Mashaba, thank you so much for joining us this evening on News at Prime. Now, as we said, one of your activists, Primrose Khoza, was arrested, but you've called foul play. What's going on and what happened leading to her arrest?
Well, first of all, good evening, Masa, and good evening to Newzroom Afrika viewers. And I just really want to really bring this matter to South Africans. We've got to really be extremely concerned as law-abiding citizens as to why this criminal Nigerian has got such powers. This is someone who's in our country for almost 10 years, illegally involved in all manner of serious criminal activity. But it appears, and clearly appears, that this man has got something on our entire criminal justice system, including the South African government. It's already now running for 2 years, really dealing with this man who's involved in property hijacking of South African law-abiding citizens, being involved in drug dealing, being involved in murder, in intimidation, including actually the 15-year-old son of Patricia. But at every time, this man gets preferential treatment from South African police, from the National Prosecuting Authority, from IPED, Home Affairs, and I'm really even concerned that even the courts, the Germiston Magistrate Court, keeps giving this man bail. Someone who's in the country without any documentation. I cannot accept anyone who's in the country illegally and being able to really get bail. And in that process, law-abiding South Africans who are reporting cases against this person gets arrested. And this is not the first time that they've actually done this to Patricia.
It's not the first time that they've done this to Patricia as well. And of course, you've also mentioned her son. She's got a 15-year-old son who's also been a victim of some of this intimidation as well. The man you speak of is Tony Kudzai. Why, Mr. Mashaba, do you think that with all the allegations that you've put forward, murder, drug trafficking, and all the stuff, hijacking of buildings, surely the police should have been arresting him and not Patricia Khoza? What have police said to you when you've come with the evidence that you have?
Well, unfortunately, was it just over a year ago or two where I got this man arrested after many attempts by civil society, including legal people representing the owners of the properties, where this man going with the police, accompanied by the police, to attorneys representing the owners, South African owners of this property. I honestly don't really know what this man has got on South African government and our law enforcement agencies. Because every time this man, you report this man, you get arrested yourself. As I'm just talking to you right now, Patricia is in jail, arrested her last night at 9 o'clock. And when I spoke to the police, man who was arresting her says there's a court order coming out on a Friday night. I don't know if you know Patricia. Patricia actually, Marcel, is actually the same size as you. And you know this criminal Nigerian is such a big man. For anyone to say this big Nigerian criminal is being intimidated by this young woman is bizarre, including our magistrates actually giving this man bail. IPED not interested in the case. Home Affairs, I even wrote the letters myself to Home Affairs Minister. I'm sure this man has got something on the South African government and our criminal justice system because it just does not really make sense. So we'll see on Monday, our team will be in court. I'm trying to, obviously not try, we will get her the legal representation. But one thing for sure is that I think South Africans, all of us South Africans, law-abiding, we must be really concerned about international crime syndicates having something on our government, because I did not really just report this to Primrose police station. I've reported this matter. I went twice to the provincial commissioner at their offices reporting this matter, because we were not getting any joy from Primrose station commander and investigating officers. I reported this matter to IPAC, not even a response. I reported it to Home Affairs. Honestly and truly believe very strongly, including a magistrate. I cannot understand any magistrate anywhere in the world would give someone bail when the person is in the country legally. You don't really have, he lives in a hijacked building, the hijacked building, charging South Africans and undocumented people rental. So South Africa has really become what I really call the World Cup of crime under the watch of our current government.
And just briefly, before I let you go, Mr. Mashaba, you know, as you've mentioned, you've sought all the avenues that you could, from writing to the Minister of Home Affairs to going to IPID as well, including the police and the province as well. And you haven't had any lack or reprieve from them, but also mentioning that, you know, this gentleman may be getting some sort of preferential treatment. With this picket that your Gauteng Premier candidate Funzi Ngobeni will be leading on Monday in front of the Germiston Magistrate Court, how effective do you think that's going to be, considering that your cries have fallen on deaf ears all this time?
Well, you know, the first time when I got this criminal arrested, the very same day Patricia was arrested, and they refused to release her the same night when I got the lawyers. When the matter did not even go to court. In the morning when I went to court with our lawyers, the prosecutor actually withdrew the case because there was nothing against Patricia. But as I'm talking to you right now, Patricia is in jail. On numerous occasions, they tried to arrest his 15-year-old son, and with our intervention, it's really something, honestly, I don't know what to do any longer. But one thing I want to assure the South African government, because I hold the South African government accountable, we are not going to allow our country to really be hijacked by international criminal syndicates in this manner. If they are going to arrest, I think, hijack our criminal justice system, and I call upon South Africans, if we sit back, tomorrow is going to happen to you. It's going to happen to your son. It's going to happen to your daughter, because we have this criminal elements involved in human trafficking, involved in drugs, destroying our youth, destroying our families and our way of life. And this is happening at the hands of our criminal justice system. And I can tell you, Masa, this case of Primrose Police Station, this case of Patricia is not an isolated case. I served as a mayor of the city of Johannesburg. I know what I'm talking about. And it's for that reason I'm in politics. And I'm not going to sit back and one day wake up South Africa being governed by criminal syndicates.
And we saw while you were the mayor of Joburg how determined you were about those, particularly those inner city hijacked buildings that we see in the Joburg CBD. Mr. Mashaba, thank you so much for joining us this evening and sharing the story with us as well, and all the best with that picket on Monday.